a country where the entire historical center of the capital is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The heart of Europe, visited by more than 100 million tourists every year. The Czech Republic, the center of culture and arts in Central Europe. The Czech Center Seoul brings Czech literature, architecture, music, and much more to Korean people. Find out more about the Czech Republic, known for its time-honored history and heritage, from Czech Center Seoul director Mihaela Lee, an expert on both cultures. Today's guest is from the Czech Republic, the heart of European art and culture and the hottest tourist destination in Central Europe. Joining us is Czech Center Seoul director Michaela Lee. Thank you so much for joining us today. Would you like to say hello to our viewers?
안녕하세요. 저는 주한체코문화원장 미하엘라 리입니다. 만나서 반갑습니다.
와우.
오늘 프로그램에 초청해 주셔서 너무나 감사드립니다.
아유, 감사합니다. 이렇게 한국어로 하시니까 굉장히 편안해 보이시기도 하는데 I'm sure our viewers are like wowed by your fluent Korean.
Actually, I came to Korea for the first time in 2003 when I got a scholarship from Korea Foundation, and I studied Korean language at the Yonsei University for 1 year.
I see.
Then I returned to the Czech Republic again, and from that time I used to go to Korea and back to Czech. And then I spent here like maybe 2 years. And 5 years ago, when the Czech Center Seoul was established, I came to Korea for a long period.
Okay, so since 5 years ago, so you've lived in Korea for 5 years and you were here in Korea before that. 2 years and plus many more years while you studied in Korea.
Yeah, that's right.
Since you are very familiar with both cultures, the Korean culture and the Czech culture, it would be no exaggeration to say that, without a doubt, you are probably the most qualified to be the head of the Czech Center Seoul. Could you maybe tell us about why and when the Czech Center Seoul was established?
Yeah, so the Czech Center Seoul was established in February 2013 and officially opened 3 months later as the youngest 22nd center of the organization of Czech centers. And after New York, Tel Aviv, and Tokyo, the 4th branch outside of Europe.
Oh.
And on the other hand, after the culture institutes of United Kingdom, Germany, France, and Italy, it represents the 5th European Culture Institute and the only culture institute of Central European countries in Korea.
Czech Center Seoul offers various programs to promote genuine cultural exchange between the Czech Republic and Korea. From exhibitions on Northern European design, fashion, and lifestyle, to screenings of Czech classic films. Thanks to these diverse cultural events, the number of visitors to Czech Center Seoul is on the rise. In keeping up with the times, the center also interacts actively with those interested in Czech culture through social media sites. Enjoy Czech culture in Korea at Czech Center Seoul.
As ambassador of the Czech Republic, I am very glad that we were able to open Czech Cultural Centrum in Seoul. Our country has a rich cultural history and vibrant cultural presence. And I am very proud that with the help of the Czech Center, we can present our culture to people of Korea.
주한체코문화원과 국립어린이청소년도서관관에는 그동안 체코의 문화를 한국의 어린이들에게 알리기 위한 많은 협업이 있었습니다. 그 중심에 미하엘라 리 원장님의 열정과 유창한 한국어 실력이 크게 도움이 됐던 것으로 기억을 합니다.
한국에 대한 그런 이미지 그리고 정서 이런 것들을 이해를 잘 하신다고 생각하고요. 이런 양국의 문화와 이런 내용들을 잘 이해하기 때문에 체코 문화를 전달하는데 훨씬 더 좋은 역할을 하고 계시지 않을까 생각합니다. 미하엘라 리 문화원장님 파이팅!
Are there any activities or programs that are ongoing at the moment? Are there always programs, maybe activities for Korean citizens or anyone residing in Korea to take part in when they go to the Czech Center?
Actually, we are always very busy with our events because our goal is to promote Czech culture in Korea. We organize various culture events as film screenings, exhibitions, theater and dance performances, or concerts, or educational programs which are very popular here in Korea because education is one of the most important things here. And also, even though Czech is a very popular tourist destination and the Czech Republic has the image of a culture country here in Korea, if you ask Koreans, what do you know about the Czech Republic? Oh, Praha. And that's all. So for most of the people, the Czech Republic is a synonym of Prague. We want to use this positive image to broaden the knowledge of Czech Republic here.
Yes. And I heard that the Czechs are particularly into Korean cinema. So how big is Korean films in the Czech Republic?
There is a Asian film festival called Film Asia, which is held every year in autumn. And of course, every year there are Korean films screened. For example, last year there were screened 5 Korean films. For example, Train to Busan, The Age of Shadows, The Wailing, The Handmaiden, or The Soul Station. And if I speak in general, probably the most popular Korean directors in the Czech Republic are Kim Ki-dok and Park Chang-wook.
I see. Would there be one particular film that was the most popular so far? Which Korean film was probably the most, I guess, the favorite among the Czechs or the Czech people?
I suppose that maybe the most popular Korean film in the Czech Republic was Park Chang-wook's film Old Boy.
Old Boy.
And maybe I could mention that the most shocking film was Kim Ki-dok's film Island.
Island. I see. Is there? Do you know why? Why were the Czechs so attracted to the film Old Boy?
Because of some particular scenes. You know, it happened that some weaker persons fall down looking at the film. So it was famous for that. That is such a shocking film when people falling down.
So talking about how the Czech Republic is a popular destination among not only Koreans, but to tourists, global tourists. It is a dream destination. Which maybe 3 cities other than Prague, would you recommend to people that are hoping to travel to the Czech Republic?
Yeah, usually when you come to the Czech Republic for the first time, you cannot omit Prague and Český Krumlov. So most of the Korean tourists visit Prague and Český Krumlov. But you know, especially during the summer or the tourist season, there are so many tourists. So it could be not so comfortable for everybody. But maybe the most famous or popular other places or other towns in the Czech Republic are Kutná Hora or Olomouc, Třebíč, Jindřichův Hradec, Telč, and my beloved Mikulov. Mikulov is located in the southern Moravian region. Yeah, and also in the countryside, as I mentioned, there are plenty of castles. And we have also beautiful nature. We have national parks. Maybe the most beautiful is a national park called České Švýcarsko, which means Czech Swiss.
Czech Swiss?
Yeah. It's a region or national park on the borders with Germany. So half of the national park is located in Czech and half is located in Germany.
I see.
There are very beautiful sandstone rocks. So Czechs are good at sandstone climbing. And the most representative place of this national park is Pravčická Gate, where the Chronicle of Narnia was shot. So I suppose that most of the viewers has seen this place. They just don't know that it was shot in the Czech Republic.
Kutná Hora, the second largest city in the medieval kingdom of Bohemia, is full of historical relics reminiscent of the glorious past. A country with 12 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the Czech Republic has beautiful sights to admire wherever you go. Take an unforgettable journey into medieval history and Czech culture.
Milan Kundera and Franz Kafka are just a couple of the most recognized Czech writers that comes to mind. So are there any other writers or books that you would like to maybe take this opportunity to introduce to our viewers?
Yeah, actually with the literature, of course, the Czech Republic is famous thanks to Franz Kafka and Milan Kundera, but unfortunately, except these two authors, there are almost no literature work translated to Korean, what I think is a very pity. Then there are other two authors, Bohumil Hrabal and Karel Čapek, who are the most representative authors of the 20th century. And some of their works were also translated into Korean. So if somebody is interested in Czech literature, then I could recommend to read one of their books. But then recommending particular authors, our center tries to do the best to promote Czech literature in Korea in general, to persuade the publishers to publish Czech literature works, because actually, except these 4 authors and some few other books, there are no Czech literature works translated into Korean.
I see.
And also other thing is that most of the books are not translated from Czech language, what is also a pity, because if you translate a book to one language, then it's okay. You can make really good translation.
Yes.
But if you don't translate the work directly from the original language, but through another language, which is absolutely different,
Yes.
then the translation couldn't be so good, I think.
Yes,
So
yes.
also another thing which we try to push is to start translating Czech literature directly from Czech language.
Right, directly into Korean, not from the Czech language to, let's say, English and then to Korean, but directly into Korean.
Yeah, and the Czech Republic was invited as the main guest for the next year Seoul Book Fair. So I hope that this event will contribute to the promotion of the Czech literature here in Korea and persuading Korean publishers to be interested in Czech literature.
Yes, I hope so too. Now let's talk a little bit about, I guess, the things you want to introduce to the Czechs about Korea. Let's say, for example, a part of Korean culture or Korean artworks or writers. What would you like to introduce, or who would you like to introduce to the Czechs?
Yeah, I think like if we talk about the Czech Republic here in Korea and Korea in the Czech Republic, the situation is the same because the history of our contacts is very short. Korean artists don't appear in the Czech Republic too often. So if I speak in general, I would be very happy if Korean artists could perform in the Czech Republic in a long term, regularly. Especially I think that the Czech people will be interested in the traditional Korean culture because for us, for Czech people, it's very exotic culture. And also, as the knowledge about Korea has changed in the Czech Republic, Czech people, the same as me when I was at high school, are very curious. Oh, is Korea the same as, is Korean culture the same as Chinese or Japanese?
I see.
So, so I think that it's really necessary to introduce traditional Korean culture systematically. And I believe that the Czech people will like it. And also Czech people, as Korean people, like eating. And when anybody, like any Czech, come to Korea, he or she is very excited with Korean cuisine.
Oh, I see.
So also and also there are some Korean restaurants in the Czech Republic. And now, time to time, I am very surprised that the Czechs know Korean cuisine. They know kimchi. You know, people who hasn't been in Korea, never has been in Korea, has no connection to Korea, but they know that Korean cuisine is very delicious and that there is kimchi. For example, in summer, one Czech director, animation film director, Michal Žabka, visited Korea because he introduced the films of one of the most famous Czech director, Jan Švankmajer, on the International New Media Festival. So we went many times to Korean restaurant, and just few days I got photographs from him making kaktugi kimchi, pechu kimchi, and I don't know what. Yeah, so also Korean cuisine is very unique, and I believe that Czech people will like it.
You've mentioned a similarity, very briefly, when you were talking about food. People's love for food, how Koreans love to eat, and how the Czechs love to eat as well. What other similarities are there? Is there, for example, when you were talking about how people love to eat, I thought of how Koreans enjoy drinking. I mean, Koreans love to drink. And I understand that the Czechs love beer as well. When you say beer, Czech. Czech equals beer as well. So there even was something, I was doing some research, and I found something that said that when it comes to beer consumption, the Czech Republic probably is #1 in Europe. So it's #1 in Europe when it comes to beer consumption. Is that true? Do people really love beer that much?
As I know, Czech people drink beer or are on the first place in the world, not only in the Europe. Yeah, because Czech beer is the most delicious beer in the world.
I see.
We have very long tradition since 9th or 10th century. And it's a part of our culture. So also visitors enjoy beer.
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah. So that's something that people must try when they go to the Czech Republic. Perhaps.
Yes, of course. One of the reasons, like there are many reasons why beer is a part of Czech culture, but maybe one recommendation for Korean visitors.
Yes.
If you compare Czech and Korean cuisine, Korean cuisine is very healthy, is light, it's not, it's very light for your digestions, but Czech cuisine is, we say, is very heavy. It means that it takes some time, you know, for
digest.
your diet. Yeah. And especially when people who are not used to this cuisine eat it, then they cannot feel comfortable.
I see.
So, after Czech cuisine, you have to have at least 1 glass of beer because it supports your digestions. So if you have, like for example, maybe the most famous Czech dishes are guláš or svíčková, knedlové přozelo. Always it's dumplings with meat and sauce or cream, even cream sauce, which is very fatty. And then you have to drink at least 1 glass of beer, and then you feel okay. You are in a good mood.
Okay, I see. I understand, because sometimes when you have food that's kind of heavy or I guess difficult to digest, I often reach for a soda, a carbonated drink to kind of help me digest, or it feels like it helps me digest the food. So especially when you have heavy foods in the Czech Republic, it's a good idea to have a beer or two, maybe more. Check out the bars there, the pubs that you may easily find in the Czech Republic. You're making me want to have some beer right now. Let's see, we're almost down to our final question, and it's about the goals that you hope to achieve while you're here in Korea as director of the Czech Center Seoul.
Yeah, as I said, the history of the contacts of our country is very short. So actually, we are lack of contacts on both of the sides. So I would like to establish a well-known culture center with a good reputation that we bring the best culture from the Czech Republic to Korea, and also to enable that artists and scientists and anybody from both of the countries will appear regularly in the partner country, because still like Czech culture events in Korea or Korean culture events in Czech are very seldom.
Okay, I do want to thank you once again for your time and your energy, your positive energy. I know, I wish we had more time to talk more about the Czech Republic, about its attractions and its charms and locations, but sadly, we are out of time. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to learn about the Czech Republic. And yes, I guess this is an opportunity to let our viewers know that there is a place to check out. They can always go to the Czech Center Seoul for more information and everything they need to know about the Czech Republic. Thank you for all of your efforts. And once again, thank you for your time and for joining us on our program. 감사합니다.
Yeah, thank you very much for your inviting.
Thank you.
저도 감사드립니다.
감사합니다.